Rock on. If you're watching the replay to this, smash that like button. It's the end of the pepper season. And so usually at the end of each pepper season, I like to talk about what was the hottest pepper that I've had this whole season. So, but before we get to that, let's go back a couple seasons. Okay? Let's go back a couple of seasons here. Going back to 2021. Well, 2020, the hottest pepper I ever had was a Carolina Reaper. Because I didn't have anything else. 2021, the hottest pepper in 2021 and most of 2022 that I had in 2021 was the NK Hellhammer. There was nothing else that could compare to that. Now, we also, Nick Kemp's the creator of the Hellhammer, let me, what's up, Sip Chomper? I'm talking about what's the world's hottest pepper? And what's the hottest peppers that you guys have had this season? I want you, whether you're watching the replay, if you are watching the replay, smash that thumbs up, that like button, smash it if you're live, and answer me, what's the hottest pepper you've ever had? It don't have to be what you think the world's hottest is, but if you think it is, that's fine too. So what's the hottest pepper you've had this season or in your life? Let me know in the comments. In 2021, the hottest pepper that I had was the NK Hellhammer, created by Nick Kemps of Hellgarden out of Iowa. He crossed a Apocalypse Scorpion and a 7-pot Primo together. We came up with this beautiful pepper. For how hot it is, it's lower on the floral scale, which is amazing. And it's stupid hot. I think it would test really, really high. Now, the Primotalii, the red Primotalii was the hottest me and my Mrs. Book I had in 2021 up until we tried a Hellhammer, okay? There was a runner-up in there, the NK Hades. Now, we think the Hades burns the throat just as much as the Hellhammer, but we don't think it would test as high because it's a chocolate pod. So that's that. 2021 hottest pepper that I had was the NK Hellhammer. Then Nick let me grow the Hellhammer because he hasn't released it yet for it to be grown. He's stabilizing it, right? So, but you could still order it and get your hands on the pepper, right? And try a fresh one. So that that's why I'm talking about it. In 2022, I grew the NK Hellhammer. What's up, Kevin? What's up, y'all? Reapers. Yeah, hey man, Reaper's hot. Ghosts are hot. People sleep on the ghost pepper because these other peppers came out and tested. Let me give you a little secret here. The ghost pepper came out, tested at 1 million, right? Someone tested at 800, 900,000. Well, then these Reapers and Scorpions come out and they tested high, right? I'll tell you a little secret. I've seen test results in my own eyes, of ghosts testing hotter than Reapers. That's right. I've seen Reaper tests that came back at 500,000 and some change, 800,000, 700,000. You know what I'm saying? I've seen ghost peppers test more than that. So, anyways, the ghost pepper was considered the world's hottest pepper for many years. So, 2022, boom, there I am, Uncle Bolkow in the building, growing the NK Hellhammer. Mrs. Bolkow was eating them things every day. Well, unless she ran out of stuff. But what I was picking off the plant was going to my wife. There was 4 people that I let try one. That was with permission of Nick, okay? And out of those people, 2 or 3 of them said it was the hottest I've had. One, he said it was an 8.5 on his burn scale. He said he had another pepper that was a 9. That other pepper that he said was a 9 was a mustard, so it wasn't tested. Matter of fact, I seen the test results on that pepper, 800,000, but it did have a crazy throat burn. The tannins are different. So there I was, 2022, right? NK Hellhammer all day, hottest pepper I've had to date, all season, trying all kinds of peppers, right? And then at the end of the season, guys, this is when everything was done and over with, okay? Dr. Duck Butter sends me some peppers just to try. And he's not a breeder, none of that stuff. But what he had in there, and you guys go back and watch, there's the original reactions on Instagram, but the video of Johnny Scoville and me on here, and he took one bite of it. He put the rest of it in his pocket. He knew he didn't want to, he already ate a whole pod for me, and he was going to eat hot stuff all day, is when we were filming for Super Hot. But he knew from that one bite, that pepper was going to ruin his chance of eating anything hot the rest of the day. So that pepper was an orange dragon's breath. Now, there's a lot of arguing with me and professional growers. It wasn't real arguing. It was just disagreements and us, just kind of like picking each other's brains and stuff. That orange dragon's breath was the worst burn I've ever had. Period. Hands down. And with that being said, smash that like button, folks. Hit it, hit it, hit it. With that being said, I had this argument thrown to me from some very good established growers who have had peppers tested and have grown for years and have bred pepper, the whole nine. I talked to the big dogs, and they said, yeah, but what about the habanero sting? And I'm like, what? They're like, you know that burn you get from an orange habanero? You know, it burns you more than a red one, but it doesn't test higher. I said, yeah, but still, oh my God, people calling me too early in the morning. So check this out. But still, that was the worst burn. I opened that box. I mean, we were live on Instagram. Mrs. Wilcow came in. I said, try this. She tried a little bite of that and said, that is insane. What is that? So I understand the habanero burn, but still, that was the hottest pod I had eaten in 2022. Okay? That was it. That was the hottest pepper I had eaten in 2022. But if I was to say what would test the highest, once again, the Hellhammer or possibly the red Primotalii. I think they'd be neck and neck, you know? I think the Hellhammer is a far better pepper than the Primotalii. Primotaliis are very, very floral. Okay? I think I think it's just a better pepper. Seek the Heat is in the building. Chili Phil, what's good? Greg Raging Cajun, what's good? Long time no see, brother. Hey, listen. So the world's hottest pepper, we're going by what I've tried, what I've had each year. We can talk about the Hellhammer, barely above, or maybe equal to, but just, I think it's right there above the Primotalii, a little bit. It's a better flavor pepper, thicker walled, heavier, better production, less floral, but I think it could be hotter, I don't know. Next year, Hellhammer still, but there's some other burns that came in there, and the Dragon's Breath orange takes the cake, I think. Remember, the red Dragon's Breath tested at 2.4 million, supposedly, in the UK. It could have been a high test, who knows? But every Dragon's Breath I've ever had has been hotter than a Reaper, I'll tell you that. So now we're on to last year, guys. Smash that like button. 2023. 2023 was insane, okay? I tried some different peppers, some weird stuff, man, and I ended up having I have two plants that really messed me up. One was seeds from the orange Dragon's Breath, okay, that I grew, and one of the plants had orange pods on it, and one threw mustard pods. One of those was stupid, hot, bad sting. I know it wouldn't test as high. And the other was the most unstable, ridiculous pepper I've ever grown. And I got so aggravated with the thing. After 2 seasons, I'll never grow it again. This was the Pink Tiger Pink Tiger Solid Gold Boot X Peach Boot 3-way cross. I think Justin White made it. But anyway, that pepper, one plant. So I do 2 plants each year. 1 year, I get these nice pods that have that blushing. They're like a peach color, but with the purple on the other side. Beautiful peppers. Now, what's his name? Josh. Damn it, I can't remember his channel. He said it's the hottest pepper he's ever had. He eats whole super hots on TikTok and whatnot, but he literally said it was the hottest pepper he's ever eaten. He's comparing it to like Dragon Prince stuff. Now that was just the peach, normal, how it was supposed to look version, right? I also had another plant that was purple and then they just stayed green. It wouldn't ripen. The production was shit. Shit, I got like 5 peppers off this plant. Pay attention to that. So, and they wouldn't ripen. I'd sit there and just let them stay on the plant, and then eventually they just fall to the ground. They just rot, like, you know? So I was like, yeah, I don't understand this, but, because Bill Corbett, he grew it, he got 5 different color variations, right? And this is after it's been released for years. Justin White even took the seeds off his website at one point, because he didn't want people complaining. It was just so unstable and hard to grow. You didn't know what you were going to get out of it. So, check it out. Last year, I grew 2 plants from the seed. Now, this is from the F whatever seed, from the good one. So now I'm going another generation. I'm not growing the seed from here. If I'm growing from a plant perfect, it doesn't matter. Same result. Same result. I get 1 plant that's beautiful. They have dark foliage, pods. There's tons of videos up of me showing these plants and stuff. And then I get the same results from the other one. Crap production. Won't produce hardly any pods. And they're just green on one side and purple on the other. Right? Nothing. Nothing's going down. Okay? So I'm just like, what the hell? I'm like, what am I going to do here? So anyways, I actually picked those, it's so funny, I picked one of those unripe ones that was completely off pheno. It looked like a ball. It looked like a scorpion, Maruga or something. It didn't look anything like the other boots. It was weird that I threw that pheno. But I actually picked it and said, it's been on the plant forever. I'm like, well, maybe it'll ripen once it's picked. And I sent it to Johnny Scoville, and he ate it. It was unripened and just green as hell tasting, you know? But, here's the deal. Later on in the season, you guys can watch. There's all kinds of videos up of this on my YouTube channel. There's pictures on Instagram and everything, okay? And these people move, man. It's raining out. People are just not, they don't drive with the rain. It makes me nervous, right? Because I got low profile tires that are don't have a lot of traction on them. My hydroplane, easy as hell, and I slide out easy as hell. Anyway, so last year, I come to this plant and I look at it and I see a brownish, dark army green colored pod at the bottom hanging off of a little twig. And I said, what the hell is that? So now this is what it's going to ripen after all this time. Like, I have no clue why it looks like this. There's a picture on Instagram of me holding 2 pods off that same plant. One from the top was purple and white. It looked like one of those Marupi crosses or whatever. Purple and cream. The other one is just army green, dirt, mustard. Like what the hell? Which was odd. So, and it was like later on in the season. I've never seen anything like this. So now check it out. I take one of those, I take one of the peppers, I bring it inside, it's outside my work. I slice it in just little strips. And I'm going to share it with my coworkers, because the two coworkers I had were chili heads, Denise and Keyshawn. They were chili heads. They didn't have a high tolerance, but they'd eat about anything I gave them. You know, they'd try it. So we just found out Denise was, you know, she was in heart failure, so I wasn't going to give her a big piece and watch it get wrecked, but I wanted her to try a sliver. I cut it in these little slivers, and I put a little sliver, you could barely see it, man, on my mouth, and it felt like just a burning cattle iron, like shearing out. What the hell? And I had it on a paper plate, and it was oil. It wasn't water. Sometimes you see water in the pepper, man. Oil. Just seeping out of there. And I was like, what the hell is this thing? So, I gave a little sliver to Keyshawn, and he threw up. He threw up off of it. Denise, the slightest little sliver, she spit it out instantly and said it's the hottest thing she ever eaten. I could say honestly that was the hottest pepper ever. Now, is it something that is easy to obtain, or you can buy seeds? Yeah, I know where you can buy seeds, but there's no guarantee you're going to get that genetic mutation or whatever. You see what I'm saying? I actually saved seeds from, there was one, so anyways, I'll tell the story. I sent 2 of the pods. There was 2 more that looked like that. I sent them to Espacante Tomas. He was blown away by it. He couldn't believe it at all, because he ate a whole bunch of the same pepper, but from a different plant. See what I'm saying? Different color. So there was one little pod left on there, and Kevin Bain reached out, and I sent him the seeds, but I put them in a regular envelope, and they got crushed and stuff. I don't think he ever got anything out of it. So he was going to try to stabilize it. And I told him, good luck. Good luck. You know, Bill Corbett tried for years. Justin White tried. 2 good growers. I'm an okay grower, but I only tried, you know, I kept seeds from the 2021 pod and planted it in 2022. Then kept seeds from that and grew that in 2023. So I tried 2 generations, you know, just to see if it would stabilize. Of course, I didn't spend 10 years on it. With all the time that Justin spent and all the time that Bill spent, and then me taking seeds from that perfect color and phenome. It's all over the place, all over. Completely unstable. So that was the hottest pepper that I had last year, okay? So that was 2023 season. However, I don't think it would test as high because it's a mustard. There was some red pot I had later on in the season. I had an orange scorpion after the season was over that came from Florida from Nameless Fire Treats. Half of orange scorpion. Some of you guys seen that video. I thought I was having a heart attack. I went in a panic mode. I paced back and forth. In front of the camera, I did that. Then I shut it off. And I sat down. And my heart went nuts. I mean, this is after the Rona 1984. And, you know, I had some... No, it wasn't. It was before that. I'm sorry. The burn I got after... Okay. The burn I got after I was sick was something else that I felt that same way. So this year, you ready? I'll say this. The hottest pepper that I've had this year, and it just goes back to 2021, side by side with the Hellhammer. Maybe it might be a little less, I don't know, is the red Primotalii, man. The red Primotalii is consistently just so freaking hot. Here's the thing why I think it would test high too. They ain't got no body to them, man. They're so thin-walled, and they're so thin-walled. Now, the blonde stingers, that can mess up a test a little bit. How do I know that? Because a friend of mine told me. His name is Troy Primo. And Troy said that his perfect pheno with the nicest tails, breeding for that, actually tests those peppers with the perfect tails test lower than the ones without. And I think that's why I'm telling you right now, is if you ever had an off pheno Carolina Reaper, you know, without the tail on it, you just don't know what it is. It looks like a Moruga maybe, or it could be a dragon breath, you know, just doesn't have the tail. Sometimes they're hotter, I swear, man. And I've said that years ago. And Troy had this tested with the Primo, the tail. So we don't know if the Primotalii would lose a couple of points because of that long tail, but I don't think it would affect it that much. I had some other burns. Let's do some honorable mentions. The Caramel Primotalii last year, okay? I think it's hotter. Personally, this is my personal opinion and not opinion, I think it's hotter than the chocolate. Here's the thing, I had chocolate Primotaliis and they were freaking screaming hot, but maybe I just like the taste better. The caramel Primotaliis are so bitter. Oh, all that pepper again. I watched a video where Johnny took a caramel Primotalii. It might have been one I grew, I don't remember, but Johnny Scoville took a caramel Primotalii out of the freezer and ate it, and he was gagging. That was disgusting. Oh, so bitter and slimy like a worm, like a cold worm. Yeah, that's crazy. So what is the world's hottest pepper? We don't know, but I'll tell you one thing. People, that green Pepper X that they're showing, that don't test at 2.7 million. Take that to the bank. Mark my words, it doesn't. Trust me. And one of these, listen, Ed just sold a bunch of powder to a company out of the UK. They're probably under some NDA contract to not have it tested. And if they did, and trust me, I guarantee you someone's going to do it. Somebody's going to do it. They're not going to ever tell because they'll get sued. Trust me. Why do you think they won't release Pepper X powder? They messed up with the sauce, saying it was 90%, 91% Pepper X. The sauce ends up being a red sauce, supposedly made from green pods. It's all BS. Now, do I believe that red, there is a red variant of Pepper X? Do I believe that the red one can test and you can get a couple of highs out of, yeah. If it's done right. So let's get back to that world's hottest pepper. How did Ed Curry get such a high test? Well, there's a couple of things. One, you guys know some of this. There's stressing plants. People always think stressing plants is giving them too much fertilizer, not giving them enough fertilizer, or giving them more sunlight, letting weeds go around, and all this shit. I found a method on accident that can make a pepper excruciatingly hotter. And I'll go back. Some of you guys have heard this story. I can't grow out back in my house. There's not enough sunlight. But when we first moved there, we did. We grew peppers. I have pictures on Facebook. I can prove this, okay? We grew habaneros and dragon ties and all kinds of stuff out there. That was 2016. Now the trees and everything's growing up so much. I went and bought $180 Fiskars, you know, with the saw and the clip and all that. That still didn't help. But that year, 2021, I had some jalapenos. And I grew a couple of different things out there, right? But I had these jalapenos, okay? Grew them out back. They didn't get enough sunlight. So check it out. The plants grew tall and lanky and leggy. And each plant had none of them. Each plant had one pepper on I knew I messed up. I didn't really care. I'm like, yeah, it's only a couple of jalapenos and cheap. Shit, I don't care. Whatever. And so check it out. I go out there. I walk inside and I bite it as I walk in the door. Mrs. Bhutlah smelled it. From me biting down on the pepper, she smelled the aroma. And she goes, "What is that?" "That smells hot. It smells good." I said, "That's a real jalapeno. Not those big apples you get from the store." And I got rocked off of it. Rocked. There's no jalapeno that's ever been like that, okay? They say a jalapeno averages 8,000 Scoville units. You know, that thing was like 50,000 or more, man. I'm telling you. So, I give one to Mrs. Bhutlah. You guys know her tolerance is through the roof, right? You just jumped on the live, smash that like button. So, she sits there and eats a jalapeno. And it's like, wow, that's nuts. Are you sure it's a jalapeno? And this, you know. Yeah, of course, it was a jalapeno. It was from isolated heirloom seeds. Like, it's, you know, there's no crossing. None of that shit went on. So, I figured that the lack of sunlight is why it only produced one pepper per plant. Okay? But anybody with any common sense knows this, that if you buy a $4,000-$5,000 watermelon from Japan, or it's not watermelon, maybe a grapefruit, whatever, these expensive fruits that are thousands of dollars, why are they so expensive? Well, there's a tree that will produce 200 fruits, 300 fruits. No, you cut the buds off, trim the branches, so that each tree only produces one piece of fruit for a whole tree. What does it do? Every single bit of energy and every nutrient from the soil, everything, the tannins, all that, the same thing with the peppers, all goes into that one pepper. So I did a cross, and it was a California Reaper with something. I don't remember. It never came to fruition. Why? Because I did it out back. I was trying to do the experiment with the one pepper in low sunlight and cross something. Manually, I've only manually crossed 2 peppers, like scientific method with emasculated and all that. I did a couple other, the Ed Curry method before. I've had accidental cross, all shit. But the Jay's Red Dragon was the one that I did. I didn't like the taste of it. I scrapped it. I hope nobody even has seeds because it tasted like shit. The other one was a California Reaper, and I don't remember what I crossed it with. I honestly, to this day, still don't. I can't remember what plant I took the pollen from. The mother plant was a California Reaper. I picked the damn pepper off it. This is a seed pepper. I'm happy as hell. I set it on the table, and I don't know, there was a hellhammer with it sitting there. Mrs. Bhutlah walks by and takes both peppers and stuffs them in her mouth at the same time. There goes my science experiment. Well, let me tell you something. She got rocked. And I actually took a little short video of her, I think it's on YouTube, of her, the after effect of burn. Her stomach was messed up. She ate food and everything, man. Her stomach was messed up until the next day. I've never seen my wife in that bad a condition. I almost took her to the hospital. I was at work. People were messaging me, telling me, why would you go to work and leave her home and all this stuff? Well, she's tough, and I just figured it was calf cramps, so they'd go away. But by about noon the next day, so 24 hours, she had cramps. Okay? She said that was like eating extract or something. So from the jalapenos and then from her testimony of that, I believe that if you were to prune pepper plants, somebody like Ed Curry, he's got the money to do it. What the hell? He's got, you know what I'm saying? Farms and farms. If you took 10 pepper plants and you only produced 1 pepper on each plant, you would get everything, the maximum amount of capsaicin, guys. Trust me on this one. There's certain stuff I know, there's certain stuff I don't know. And I'll tell you right now, I know for a fact because I did this and it was a happy accident. Now, I'm not going to waste the space to do this, but I am going to talk to some growers and anybody that wants to, believes that this is a possibility, wants to participate in it. I believe that we could see a pepper test at 3 million. And I think Ed Curry has seen that happen. Now, I don't know if he's giving earthworm castings to the plant and overdoing it. And, I don't know what else he's doing to his plants, but he's doing something, okay? And that was a red pod that tested that high. There's absolutely no question in my mind. There is no question that a green pod is not going to test that high. I am sorry. It is not. It is not. You guys, don't forget, somebody got Pepper X tested, the powder tested before. There's 800,000 some change. So it's like, to me, I seen a pepper that someone got on Pepper X. I seen a test on it. 800,000. That one was actually 7 and change. It was almost 800,000. No. You can't tell me a mustard pod or a chocolate pod is going to test that high. Sorry, not going to happen. I don't think a mustard or chocolate could test over 1.6 even. I mean, we've never seen it out of nothing, not even a random high. But yeah, but anyways, yeah, man. I just wanted to jump on here and tell you guys. The hottest pepper I've had this year has been the Primotalii. Now, granted, I haven't had the Warthog yet, and I don't know how I'll feel about it. My tolerance is low, but I also take little slices and chew on them and test things multiple times. You know what I'm saying? Just like with the Orange Dragon's Breath, I actually duck butter. I tried it, then I had a couple more, and then he sent me more, and then I grew it. And so I go through it, I do it the right way. Yeah, it's just crazy. But I'll be on here more about what is the world's hottest pepper? Dragon's Breath? Pepper X? Or is it just something that some backyard grower has got growing that doesn't even know it? I think that's where it's at. You have to think about it. How many accidental crosses? Every year I find accidental crosses and or color variations, right? This year I got 4, I think, color variations. Well, I got the lemon scorpion that reverted to orange. I got the lemon scorpion, the white scorpion that reverted to yellow. And then I also have the white scorpion that went through peach pods. And I don't remember if there was anything else. The red Fatalii coming out of the yellow. There was something that Tommy had, and I don't remember what it was. It was something weird. But anyways, with that being said, guys, the hottest pepper I've had this year, I think, is the Primotalii. The bell pepper, that's right. Chocolate Primotalii and Dragon's Breath says, Chili Phil, those are 2 good choices. Chocolate Primotalii is stupid hot, man. Don't get me wrong. I don't talk down to the chocolate Primotalii. I'm just telling you that I like the taste of it better. So when I ate the caramel Primotalii, I gagged and I don't know. The caramel Primotalii burned me worse. But then again, there's this kind of weird burn from certain peppers like death spirals. I hate the death spiral. Absolutely hate them. Now the powder from those is supreme, man. Death spiral powder is so good. I love it. But fresh, I can't stand that mother humper. All right, we're going to get going. I love you.